cochlear duct, scala vestibuli. How do I know which one is which? Well, the smallest of the three is always going to be the cochlear duct. That should be a gimme. This is the cochlear duct, aka scala media, right there. It's filled with endolymph, remember, which is high in K+ concentration. But periolymph fills this space and this space. Scala tympani space, periolymph, scala vestibuli space, periolymph. How do I know this is scala vestibuli? The structure here is called the vestibular membrane. The vestibular membrane forms a partial border with the scala vestibuli space. Okay? So again, if you know vestibular membrane, you should be able to tell where the scala vestibuli space is. If you remember that the cochlear duct, or scala media, is the smallest of three spaces, you know where that is. And then given those two things, what's left? The scala tympani, down here. Okay, so all this bone is what bone?
Temporal.
Temporal bone. Now, what else? What else is contained inside the cochlear duct? An organ of Corti, sometimes called the spiral organ. Here it is, right there. This is an organ of Corti or spiral organ. With component parts, a tectorial membrane. This is the tectorial membrane right here. This is the roof of the awning of the spiral organ. A basilar membrane, so layer number 6 there is the basilar membrane right there. And then we have several what are called hair cells. The very first notes I put on the board at the start of the lab are about the hair cells of the cochlea, hair cells of the vestibule, and so on. And so these are hair cells here. Hair cells end with hair-like bristles. What are these bristles? What are these hairs really? They're microvilli. Okay? They're not dendrites, they're microvilli, because the hair cells are not neurons. They don't have, since they're not neurons, they don't have real dendrites. But here's the weird part. Despite the fact that hair cells are not neurons, they act like neurons. They can actually depolarize and secrete neurotransmitter. How weird is that, even though they're not neurons? What are they? They're epithelial cells. Who ever heard of epithelial cells acting like neurons? Well, these do. So you've got these hair cells with the little microvilli. These act like dendrites here. Little microvilli extending, act like dendrites. All the literature refers to these as stereocilia, which is really stupid because they're not even cilia. Not only are they not dendrites, they're not even cilia. They're actually microvilli that act like dendrites. Anyway, so the hair cells at the base, where they attach to the basal membrane, the hair cells form synapses with pseudo-unipolar neurons whose axons form